A fresh row involving now yet another land deal by the Ram Mandir Trust in Ayodhya has erupted. Documents show that nephew of Ayodhya Mayor Deep Narayan Upadhyay bought a piece of land for 20 lakh rupees and then sold it to the trust for 2.5 crores in just 3 months after the purchase. More details on that in this report.
A trust in jeopardy. Controversy over land purchases made by the custodians of Ayodhya's holiest site has deepened. Documents earlier showed that the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra Trust bought more than 2 hectares split up in 2 deals for more than 26 crores, up from parcel's original agreed price of 2 crores. Ayodhya Mayor Rishikesh Upadhyay was one of the witnesses in those deeds. Turns out the mayor's nephew, Deep Narayan, was involved in separate deals with the temple trust. Documents accessed by India Today show Deep Narayan bought a plot of 890 square meters in Ayodhya in February for 20 lakh rupees. And in the month of May, he sold the same land parcel off to the custodians of the holy site for 2.5 crores.
ये एक जमीन खरीदी है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मेयर ऋषिकेश उपाध्याय के भतीजे दीप नारायण उपाध्याय ने। ये जमीन 20 फरवरी को खरीदी गई और इस जमीन का दाम है 20 लाख रुपए। ये 20 लाख रुपए में खरीदी गई 35,60,000 की ये जमीन। 11 मई को यही जमीन बीजेपी के नेता ने, मेयर के भतीजे ने 2.5 करोड़ रुपए में राम जन्मभूमि ट्रस्ट को बेच दी।
A 12-fold premium in barely 3 months has fueled the political heat.
The pressure is now mounting up on the Ram Mandir Trust, local authorities, to explain the entire cause, how these both lands were purchased in a smaller amounts and were sold up at a higher price to the trust. This is a serious question, and opposition, including Congress Party, Samajwadi Party and Aam Aadmi Party, are questioning hard to the BJP and trust, like why they played with the sentiments of Ram Bhakts of Ayodhya and entire India.
On his Facebook, the nephew of Ayodhya's mayor describes himself as a political leader. The seller of the land claims that Deep Narayan's uncle and Ayodhya mayor Rishikesh Upadhyay influenced him to sell the land, a charge denied by the BJP leader.
ट्रस्ट की जरूरत जब थी तो दीप नारायण ने कैसे खरीद ली? डायरेक्ट ट्रस्ट ने क्यों नहीं खरीदी आपसे?
अब वो कहे होंगे कि भाई इनको दीजिए, अब अपना उनको देंगे, जो भी हो हमसे बताए।
ट्रस्ट से आपसे डायरेक्टली भी ले सकता था आपके तो।
हाँ, तो ट्रस्ट के लोग हमसे मिले नहीं, हमसे मेयर साहब मिले थे, उन्होंने कहा कि उनको जरूरत है।
महंत देवेंद्र जी जो है ना, इनसे जमीन लेने आपके भतीजे ही गए थे, आप भी गए थे साथ में?
हम क्यों लेंगे?
अच्छा 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 अच्छा, नहीं बता रहे थे कि आप भी आए थे शायद साथ में।
लिखा पढ़ी में
नहीं वो लिखा पढ़ी में तो नहीं लिखा पढ़ी में तो आपका नाम नहीं है।
When his name cropped up as a witness in earlier deeds, the mayor alleged the opposition groups had made a mountain out of a molehill.
श्री राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र ट्रस्ट ने प्रेस रिलीज जारी कर दी है। वह जमीन उन्होंने दर्शाया है कि वो वर्षों पूर्व उनके अनुबंध की जमीन थी। राजनीतिक लोगों ने इसको उठाया है और अनावश्यक इसमें तिल का ताड़ करें, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी, वो क्लियर हो जाएगी।
The custodians of the site were also not immediately available for fresh comments. The temple trust, however, has denied wrongdoing when the first controversy linked to the land buying emerged.
हमको आरोप लगते ही रहते हैं। मैं 100 साल से आरोप ही देख रहे हैं हम लोग। हम पर महात्मा गांधी की हत्या के आरोप लगे, आरोप से हम चिंता नहीं करते। आप भी चिंता मत करिए, आप खूब लगाइए। I accept, I ready, you also, you do it. आप अपना काम करिए, हम अपना काम करेंगे।
Another startling feature of the sale and purchase deeds of the plot the trust bought from the mayor's nephew is the government set market value of 35.6 lakh rupees for the parcel. It was underpriced for 20 lakh rupees when bought it in February, and before its resale to the trust for 2.5 crores in May.
Pressure is mounting on Ram Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra Trust and local authorities to explain this controversial deal. Calls are also growing for fair and broader investigation in this premium purchase. For now, the trust and their stakeholders are conspicuously silent. With Manbir Singh and Samar Srivastava in Ayodhya, this is Kumar Abhishek in Lucknow for India Today.
Now, Deep Narayan Upadhyay's uncle Pawan Upadhyay spoke exclusively to India Today. According to the uncle, property belongs to Deep's grandmother, and to save stamp duty, the transfer of the property was shown as charity.
जमीन को लेकर आपकी तरफ से इस पर क्या कहना है जो पूरा विवाद है?
इस पे कोई हमारे ज़मीन पे कोई विवाद नहीं है। जो कुछ हुआ है वो लीगली तौर पे कानूनी तौर पे हुआ है। उसका बच्चा है हमारा, उसमें उसका शेयर है। ये इनके प्रकार इन शादी विवाह के मैटर को लेकर के उसको पैसे की आवश्यकता थी, उसने अपना शेयर बेचा। जहाँ तक लोग कहते हैं कि जन्मभूमि को बेचा, लेकिन मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ बस।
अच्छा, तो बताया जा रहा है कि लगभग शायद 1 करोड़ में बेचा गया है।
इसकी भी मुझे कोई जानकारी नहीं है।
अच्छा, ये बेसिकली किसके नाम पे था ये लैंड?
ये लैंड था सावित्री देवी के नाम।
उनकी क्या लगती है?
श्री सावित्री उपाध्याय।
सावित्री उनकी क्या लगती है?
उनकी दादी लगती है।
दादी लगती है,
जी हाँ।
और ये स्टैंप को लेकर भी कुछ बातें इसकी हो रही थी, लैंड को लेकर?
हाँ भाई, उस समय उस बच्चे के पास पैसा नहीं थे बैनामा कराने के लिए, लिहाजा वो दान स्वरूप दी गई। स्टाम्प ड्यूटी थोड़ा कम करने के लिए, अधिभार जो कम हो इसीलिए उसको दिया गया।
I'm going to take you through the overall numbers of COVID-19 cases in the country today. Active cases in India now stand at 7,29,243. These are the numbers that's come in as of today, June 20th. We're looking at the death toll in the country. Total, ever since the pandemic began, at 3,86,713 deaths, fatalities owing to COVID-19. The recovered numbers are improving gradually. We're looking at, so far in total, since the pandemic began, 2,87,66,009 people who've recovered from COVID-19 so far. Of course, we are seeing a steady dip in numbers as the day passes, but we're also as concerned, considering that several states have began to unlock. People are already flooding streets, triggering fear of another wave of COVID-19. Now, amid fears of a possible third COVID wave, the Uttar Pradesh government has now announced that curfew will be reimposed in districts reporting over 500 cases. However, as new cases continue to dip, the state government has also relaxed COVID norms further. Shops and malls will be allowed to open up until 9 p.m. on weekdays. Restaurants can open up with 50% seating capacity. A maximum of 50 people will be allowed at weddings and other functions, both in open and enclosed places. Cabs, taxis, auto rickshaws, e-rickshaws and other forms of public transport will now resume, but with restrictions. As per the revised guidelines here, night curfew will be relaxed by another 2 hours from tomorrow, while weekend lockdowns will continue. Movement of vehicles will not be permitted between 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. After India Today exposed vaccine scam in Mumbai, a second FIR has now been registered in the case. The FIR was filed in Versova police station on complaint of a production house after 150 employees and family members of Matchbox production house were vaccinated on the 29th of May. According to the complaint here, beneficiaries were not given any vaccination certificates, and the accused told them that their certificates will take a week due to backlog. This drive was conducted by the same group of people who inoculated over 390 people at Kandivali's Hiranandani Estate Society. None of these people experienced any post-jab symptoms. After the probe, Mumbai police has now revealed that no permission was taken from the BMC to organize such a vaccination camp, and the vaccine doses administered were not procured from authorized sources. Mumbai police has now arrested 4 people with this regard, detained 1 in this case, booked them for cheating and fraud.
Cheating, forgery and adulterated drugs. These are the sections applied in the Versova FIR. Big questions in the mind of beneficiaries. What was it that was injected to them if not COVID vaccination? 4 people have been arrested till now. It appears to be a racket in which involvement of private hospital employees is not being denied. But a bigger question remains: total number of beneficiaries and what was they injected with while these vaccinations camps were taking place. With camera person Mangesh Ambre, Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai for India Today.
Now, as COVID cases decline and the positivity rate drops, people are back to thronging markets and flouting COVID protocols openly. Have people not learned any lessons there from the devastation of the second wave? Are these Covidiots giving an open invitation to the third wave now? Our next report gives you all the answers.
Bustling markets, frenzied vendors, and no masks in sight, even if you have binoculars. These are images from across the country, despite the threat of a third COVID wave. As cases and positivity rate decline and cities reopen, people are back to thronging the markets, throwing all caution and COVID protocol to the wind. In India's financial capital Mumbai, a massive crowds were seen at vegetable markets. Most of the customers and shopkeepers were seen without masks and openly flouting all COVID norms. Listen into their bizarre defense for not wearing a mask.
कैसा है, कस्टमर को 30 रुपीस बताएगा तो कस्टमर को 20 रुपीस सुनने आता है, थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है।
बोलो वैसा मरने से बेहतर ऐसे मर जाना ना, क्योंकि सांस रुकती है, वो भी तो खतरनाक है ना। आप किधर है? अच्छा।
From Mumbai to Bhopal, different cities, but same old apathy towards the pandemic. As our camera rolled in this busy vegetable market in Bhopal, people started hiding their faces. Most were seen without a mask, and what followed were more strange excuses.
मास्क नहीं लाया, घर से बुलिया छुट के आए सामान लेने दुकान के लिए।
ऐसा मास्क पैसे नहीं है, मास्क कहाँ से पहना यार? पैसे ही नहीं है भाई साहब। हाँ तो पैसे दो जब तो मास्क पहना है।
Covidiots in the national capital were not far behind. At Okla's vegetable market, thousands of Covidiots decided to flout norms despite the capital suffering weeks of death and devastation during the second wave. Experts have already warned that the third wave could hit India in 6 to 8 weeks. But Covidiots seem to have forgotten how the second wave wreaked havoc all across the country. And their irresponsible behavior seems like an open invitation to the third wave. With Pankaj Upadhyay and Ravish Pal, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, online classes are the new normal in the time of the pandemic, but is still a privilege for many, especially villages with poor connectivity. Parents who can not afford smartphones, laptops for their children to study. One such village in Chinnamapati in Tamil Nadu. This village faces quite some hurdles, but one girl from the village, Sandhya, has now decided to educate children there so that they don't fall behind. She is hopeful for a better future there. A special report here by India Today's Akshayanath.
33 kilometers from Coimbatore. This is remote tribal village of Chinnampathy. With no mobile network, cell phones or laptop with villagers, making it impossible for school students to attend online classes. But help is at hand. Meet Sandhya, the only graduate in Chinnampathy. She is volunteering to teach the children of her village.
நான் படிச்ச காலத்துல வந்து எனக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்துக்கு இந்த கிராமத்துல ஒரு ஆளு கூட இங்க படிச்சது இல்ல சார். ஃபர்ஸ்டா நான் படிச்சிருக்கேன்னா அப்புறம் எனக்கு சொல்லி கொடுக்கிற காலத்துல நான் ஃபீல் பண்ணிருக்கேன். எனக்கு சொல்லி தரதுக்கு இங்க ஆள் இல்லையே சொல்லி ரொம்ப ஃபீல் பண்ணிருக்கேன். ஸோ நான் வந்து இவங்களுக்கு நான் சொல்லி கொடுக்குறேன், இவங்களுக்கு நான் இருக்கேன், இந்த கிராமத்தில் படித்த முதல் பட்டதாரி பெண்ணு நான் இருக்கேன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு தைரியம் மக்களுக்கு நான் கொடுத்துட்டு நான் சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்ருக்கேன். அது ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இவங்களும் பயன்படுத்திக்கிறாங்க.
Sandhya teaches students from morning 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. imparting lessons in all subjects. Even music and dance are a part of Sandhya's classes. Sandhya is happy that the children are learning well in this difficult time.
மாதிரி வந்து அவங்களுக்கு இருக்காது. ஒரு அக்காங்கிற உரிமையில் வந்து ஒரு அக்காங்கிற உரிமையில் வந்து அவங்க என் கூட படிக்கிறாங்க, கேட்குறாங்க. ஒரு ஸ்கூலில் டீச்சர்கிட்ட கேட்குறது கூட பயந்து பயந்து கேட்பாங்க. என்கிட்ட வந்து தைரியமாக கேட்குறாங்க, அக்கா சொல்லித்தாங்க, எனக்கு புரியல, இது சொல்லித்தாங்க, அது சொல்லித்தாங்கங்கிறது வந்து நல்லா தெளிவாக வந்து நான் சொல்லி கொடுக்குறது புரியுது அவங்களுக்கு.
Parents are relieved and happy that the children no longer get left behind.
இங்கே வந்து ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸு, லேப்டாப் எந்த ஒரு வசதியுமே கிடையாது, போக்குவரத்து வசதியும் கிடையாது. இப்போ இந்த முயற்சி சந்தை எடுத்ததுக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. எங்கள் குழந்தைங்க நல்லா படிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க, இன்னும் சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது.
Literacy levels are not that high in Chinnamapathi. Villagers either collect forest products or do menial jobs. Sandhya has made sure the children are not deprived of education while schools stay shut.
Well, this seems to be the new norm now, with many of the good Samaritans trying to take new initiatives and bring about a change in the society. Well, Sandhya is a good example, and we hope many more people like Sandhya will come forward to ensure students get their education. With camera person Daniel from Chennai, this is Akshay Nath for India Today.
Now, ahead of Prime Minister's crucial meet on June 24th with all political parties of Jammu and Kashmir, Gupkar Alliance will hold a crucial meet on Tuesday to chalk out their strategy over Prime Minister's meet. Sources have told India Today that PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti is strongly mulling over skipping this meet and nominate NC chief Farooq Abdullah to represent the seven-party conglomerate in the meeting with the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, India Today has accessed details of both PDP and NC meetings. Mehbooba is now not hopeful for positive outcome of this meet. She even called the centre's efforts too little and too late, saying that not much on the platter for Jammu and Kashmir parties here. The meeting comes amid huge speculation on the return of statehood to Jammu and Kashmir. Top sources confirmed to India Today that delimitation exercise or the process of redrawing constituencies may be discussed in this meet. That comes ahead of polls which could be scheduled in November or early next year.
पीपल्स अलायंस फॉर गुपकार डिक्लेरेशन की एक मीटिंग होनी है, उसमें भी इस मसले को डिस्कस किया जाएगा. जो पीएजीडी के अलग अलग मेंबरान हैं वो अपनी उस पर राय देंगे और वहाँ पे भी एक लाए अमल क्या होना चाहिए वो डिस्कस किया जाएगा और उसके बाद ही कोई फैसला लिया जाए.
We had not closed any door for dialogue. We had not never thought of closing any opportunity, not availing any opportunity which will be provided by the government of India. All of us are discussing within our parties, but then we will be meeting day after, most probably, together, alliance partners, and we will discuss about the modalities, the approach to be adopted, and surely all of us are convinced that our rights have been snatched from us, constitutional rights, and we will like restoration and protection of the rights guaranteed by the Constitution of India.
Now, Tamil superstar Suriya Shivkumar has released a strongly worded statement against NEET examination. Suriya Shivkumar took to Twitter and called the National Eligibility Entrance Test a threat to students. The actor demanded that the NEET examination should be abolished and added that it was wreaking havoc for marginalized and government school students. Actor Suriya submitted a letter to Justice A.K. Rajan, who is heading a high-level panel to study the impact of NEET on medical admissions within the state. In fact, Tamil actor wrote that common exams like NEET sabotage future of children. He further added that NEET is creating inequality among students and creates an unequal playground for those appearing for NEET examinations and those not. He's also requested all state political parties to unite and work towards making education a state's responsibility and right. Remember, on Thursday, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin had met Prime Minister Narendra Modi, urged him to scrap NEET exams.